My name is Kyle Ferderer, and I'll be giving the industry overview as well as a look at the competitive landscape of the automobile industry. So the industry is expected to grow at 6.5% through 2023 according to MarketWatch, and that is strong considering it's an industry that's been around for over 100 years and it is saturated by many different competitors. The government regulation could slow this growth due to changing safety standards or changing emission standards, things that manufacturers have to comply with. And America is actually the second largest automobile manufacturer behind the Asia Pacific market, and that's largely due to the original equipment manufacturing capabilities in Japan and China. For the competitive landscape, among the existing firms there is a high rivalry due to there not being that many of them when you compare it to the massive pool of buyers. So a lot of these firms are competing on the large scale to pull massive amounts of these buyers at the same time. For suppliers, they have a higher bargaining power because there are really a limited amount of them, and a lot of them supply to different manufacturers as well. For buyers, it's low. When you look at a firm like Toyota, who sold 2.4 million vehicles last year, one buyer doesn't really affect the annual performance of a firm that size. The substitute threat is high due to there being many comparable models of vehicles in the market produced by different brands. For like a subcompact vehicle by Ford or produced by Toyota are going to be fairly comparable. And then for new entrants, the threat is low just to there being the massive economies of scale, the marketing capabilities of these large firms, and then just how hard it is to pull buyers away from firms or from vehicles that they've had good experiences with. Here you can see a competitive matrix of the industry. Toyota had the highest volume of sales in the US last year at 2.4 million, followed by Ford and Chevrolet, which really compete kind of on the same scale with a lot of the same product lines, very comparable vehicles in the quality department and the price. And they're followed just a little bit behind by Honda, who is maybe slightly lax in the quality and obviously didn't sell as many vehicles in the US last year. And then you have Tesla leading the way on quality and innovation with their battery operated vehicles, the autonomous driving features coming out. And then Lexus and Cadillac are kind of competitors in the niche of higher quality vehicles at a little bit higher price, and then results in them not being able to sell as many just due to that niche being a little bit of a smaller market. So overall industry attractiveness, for new firms it's not going to be that attractive. It's going to be very hard to get into the industry and scale. Just the economies of scale itself, being able to produce things at cost-effective rates for the consumer, it's going to be very difficult. The technology that goes into building a vehicle is much more advanced even than it used to be 10 years ago. And then just to compete on the marketing side, firms that'll buy $1 million Super Bowl ads, it's hard to get in and compete on the marketing side as well. For existing firms, it's attractive looking at the industry growth in the next couple of years, but innovation is going to push sales. The ability to react to changing regulations is also going to be important as emission standards change, as safety standards change, as we become more environmentally conscious, things like that. And like I said, the industry growth is attractive at 6.5%, so if firms can innovate, produce the newest and greatest vehicles that consumers want to buy, they will be successful in the years going forward.